away from you to see clearly the way that love can be when you are not with me. I had to live, I had to live, I had to leave, I had to live.
Hi guys, it's 𝐷𝐸 and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. So in today's video, I am doing a 6-month micro lock update. Can y'all believe it has really been 6 months? Like, where did the time go, right? Like, y'all just seen me dropping videos of me combing out my locks, and now I'm 6 months. Y'all, that's literally halfway there. Like, we are halfway to 1 year, okay? So this is already your sign. If you want to comb out your locks, do it. You was just watching me comb out my locks, right? Before you know it, I'll be 1 year. So what are you waiting for? Like, do not be scared. Go ahead, because time flies. Comb out your locks or get locks, and by the time you know it, you'll be 6 months locked or a year, okay? But I am 6 months locked. It is my 6-month micro lock anniversary, y'all. Look at my hair right now. Like, let's just take a moment to really just look at my hair. I love it so much. Let me see if y'all can see the back. Like, my hair is literally looking like the girls I see on TikTok. Like, I did so much research on TikTok about micro locks, and I seen so many videos and stuff like that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really becoming one of the girlies, okay? Because literally, I don't know if y'all just seen that, but I'll probably insert a picture. But my sister told me earlier today, she was like, girl, turn around. I gotta take a picture of your hair. And I'm like, girl, you dramatic. She took a picture of my hair, and I'm like, there's no way that's my hair, y'all. My hair literally looked like one of them little viral micro lock pictures y'all see going viral on TikTok. So I might go and post that on TikTok. But yeah, I love my hair at 6 months. It's looking fuller, fluffier, it's frizzing, and it's obviously growing, and the locks are separating. Like, I can run my fingers through my hair, like it's separating. That's how you know it's really about to lock. And it has a lot of volume. As y'all can see, they literally layer and they sit on top of each other. So my hair gonna be thick once again. With that being said, I got about 12 updates for y'all. All right, you guys, so the first update is budding. Budding happens when your hair begins to tangle, mat, or coil in that area. When puffy, thick, or slightly swollen areas start to form along the lock, and it's simply a sign that your hair is locking. And I remember when I had my traditional locks, they used to look like little puffy balls inside of my traditional locks. That's basically what budding is. I'm not getting those in my micro locks. It could also be when a spot in your locks is puffier or frizzier than the rest of your lock. Budding can happen like 2 to 6 months depending on your texture, your maintenance method, how often you get a retie, and how often you wash your hair. Do y'all see? I don't see any buds. I don't see any buds. So this set just may be different. All right, y'all, so update number 2 is frizzing. So that's basically when short hairs, loose hairs, or flyaway hairs are sticking out of the lock. Y'all pretty much know what frizzing is. It's just when the hair is puffy or like fuzzy looking, and I think it usually happens between the 6 to 12 month mark. And it's very normal. It's just when your curl pattern is expanding, and it can be some unraveling at the end of your lock. So if your hair ain't frizzing, it ain't locking. Okay, by me hitting my 6 month mark, this is the peak of frizz. So I don't know how frizzy or how puffy or big my hair is bound to get, but I guess we'll see. But my hair is definitely puffier than usual because the previous months it wasn't giving this. Okay, so but yes, I will definitely say the frizz has started and that I have frizz. All right, y'all, so update number 3 is shrinkage. Now, shrinkage is basically when your locks appear shorter than what they actually are, or shorter than your actual length. It's when your natural curl pattern tighten, coils, and pull upward, and it just looks shorter than the length of when you stretch your hair. So shrinkage can last from 1 to 12 months. So you want your hair to shrink, it's a good thing, but the shrinkage will not last forever. So this is pretty much what shrinkage is. Your hair is longer than it appears. See, it just shrunk right back up. So yeah, that's what shrinkage is. Y'all, so update number 4 is stiffness. So when I tell y'all I don't have these problems no more, now I say this all the time. When I first had my instant locks, that whole process in the beginning, they were so stiff, like they were stiff. But this is the complete opposite. I started with 2-strand twists, so they were like juicy and bouncy from the get-go. They can bend and I can manipulate them anyway, so they weren't ever stiff. They will begin to stiffen up a little bit as my locks mature. In its mature state, it will begin to like soften up that stiffness again. So it has to harden and mature, but it'll just soften up, you know, as the time goes on. So I wouldn't really say stiff to the point they don't move or I can't do anything with them. Just stiff to touch, I would say. People who possibly start with braids or interlocking, I'm not sure if their hair is stiff. I feel like braids will be pretty stiff when you start off, maybe. I don't know. If you started with braids or interlocking, let me know in the comments. I'm not too sure, but you know how a braid is like more firm than a 2-strand twist is. So that's the only thing that would lead me to think it would be stiff, but I'm not sure. Again, if you know, let me know in the comments. All right, y'all, so update number 5 is shedding. So the good thing about locks in general, like locks period, locks do not shed a lot at all, because the shed hair gets caught inside of the lock instead of it falling out. So versus those of you who may have loose natural hair, and when you're detangling your hair, you'll notice sometimes like a clump of hair that falls out, or like hair in the comb if you're detangling that way, or if you finger detangle, you'll notice several pieces of shed hair. But with any of you who have locks, you'll notice that your hair does not shed a lot. I mean, you'll probably get some strands here and there, or some strands in the shower or sink that you have to clean up, but it's nothing compared to like even when I used to detangle my natural hair. I would have like a clump of hair that comes out, versus now I only have a few strands of hair, so it's a lot easier to clean up too. But having locks, this is also why we retain more length, because we don't lose our shed hair and our hair grows longer faster, if that makes sense. Because again, our hair does not shed that much, so we don't lose a lot of hair. The hair just grows inside of our locks, and we just keep it inside of our locks. And the most time I see shed hair is probably when I wash my hair, and that is again few strands of hair, easy to clean up, nothing too much. All right, update number 6 is splitting. So I'm only going to mention this again because I talked a lot about it in my 3-month microloc update. So if you guys are interested, make sure you check that out, because I went more into detail, included pictures and everything. But as you can see, my hair is completely different from the day that I got it installed, because I split my 2-strand twist and I added way more locks. So if my counting video is out, you can check it out on my channel to see exactly how many locks I had during my install and how many locks I have now. Go check out that video. I'll explain briefly what I did. So with me starting off with 2-strand twists, I was able to just unravel the twist and split it into 2. So I took one twist and unraveled it, and it became 2 pieces. So I twisted that one up and I twisted that one up. That created 2 locks, and I did that 90% of my head. I did that, so it just gave me a different look, and it just gave me a different lock count, and it gave me a different size, and that's exactly what I was going for, and I achieved it. So that's the good thing about starting with 2-strand twists. If you are indecisive like me, 2-strand twists might be the best way to go, because if you do braids, it's gonna be super hard to sit there and take it loose. You know, it's like combing out locks again. And then if you do interlocking, baby, you might as well forget it, because yeah, interlocking is pricey and more permanent. Like, why would you pay all that to get interlocking and then sit there and comb it out? It's just, that's a lot. Okay, so yeah, 2-strand twist was the best bet for me, and I don't regret it. I'm grateful that I did the 2-strand twist method, because I was able to go in and part this that way and do this that way and make this size and make this a little bit smaller. However I wanted to do it, I was able to do it, being that I started with 2-strand twists. So make sure y'all keep that in mind. There's a big difference than how my locks look on install day versus now. Alright y'all, so update number 7 is soiling. And it's basically like the same thing when your micro locks begin to look frizzier or puffier, thicker, or just like fuller than they did on your install day. It's basically when the shed hairs get caught inside the lock and the loose hairs begin wrapping around the lock. This usually happens 3 to 12 months. Alright y'all, so update number 8 is bunching. Now bunching, let's get into it. This is something that I don't want to experience. Looking it up, I think it said something about it can be normal, but I don't think I want to experience this. I seen some little horror stories on TikTok. No thank you. So it's basically like when your lock folds up, scrunches up, or just coils super tightly, and it compresses and tangles in only one area, and it creates like this scrunched look. So not even the whole lock, it's just in one area in your lock, and it can occur between month 4 to 12. So I researched how braiding and banding can prevent that. We'll get more into braiding and banding later, but that's definitely a way to prevent it, because excessive bunching can lead to uneven lock thickness, weak spots, thinning at the root or ends, locks matted, it being harder to retie, and a permanent bumpy texture. No thank you. It seems like I went through this with my instant locks. Like, I had bumpy locks, they was deformed, some of them was thinning at the root, they was breaking off. I'm like, now that I think about it, I don't know, but my last locks, they were so beautiful, but they was too big, too thick, too heavy, and they came with some issues. But it sounds like I went through bunching with my last set, and I didn't realize it, and now I'm realizing it. So this set, we're trying to avoid that. Update number 9 is interlocking / reties. So interlocking is the method of tightening your micro locks by pulling the end of your lock through the new growth at the root using a tool. It creates like this knot-like pattern that tightens the root, it secures your lock, and it prevents unraveling basically. So I no longer get retwist, I get my locks interlocked, and basically when I get them done, I basically call them reties or like retightening. And I love interlocking because it lasts longer than palm rolling or a retwist, and is water friendly, y'all. So if I get my hair interlocked tomorrow, I can wash my hair that same day. I can go to the hot tub, I can go to the pool, I can go to the beach and dip my head in the water, and I don't have to worry about my roots coming unraveled or undone. A retie or interlocking at the root is just so much more secure. And the good thing about interlocking is that it supports the most tiniest lock that you could ever see. Like the people who have strings, like stringy hair, baby, you can interlock that string, and as long as they, you know, take care of their hair, that string ain't going nowhere because it's knotted in there. Okay, so yeah, that's why, you know, they use interlocking for like sister locks or something. I have micro locks, by the way. I don't have sister locks. But the good thing about interlocking too is that it reduces unraveling in the early months, especially with me. Like, I have 2-strand twists, and one thing about 2-strand twists, they will unravel. But if you get them interlocked at the root, you don't have to worry about them unraveling. Probably at the end, but not at the root. So that's why I had to go back and like put a little braid at the end of my 2-strand twist. But yes, I get me a retie every 5 weeks and faithfully, y'all. I get me a retie every 5 weeks faithfully, and it works. And I call it a retie because it's the maintenance session in which I get my new growth interlocked or retied, if that makes sense. Y'all, so update number 10 is braiding and banding. So it's basically a washing method used to protect microlocs from unraveling, especially during the early stages. So you basically like braid a small section of locks together, and then you band the ends using like a small rubber band, and you wash your locks while they're still in these braids, and then you don't take them loose until they dry. It's recommended that you let them dry in the braids, but by braiding and banding, it keeps each group of locks secure so that the water doesn't loosen or unravel them. Braiding and banding helps from experiencing unraveling at the roots, slippage at the roots, loose sections, merging together, excessive frizz, or losing the neatness of your grid. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I hate braiding and banding, but I do it. But I hate it. But you know what? I hated it in the earlier months, but it's getting a little easier because my hair is locking, like my locks are separating. So it's kind of getting a little bit easier to braid and band. It also helps the locks stay neat, polished, uniformed, protected, structured, and locked in place. So it's recommended to braid and band for at least the first year, but I done heard, seen, read about some horror stories on TikTok about people not braiding and banding. So not only am I gonna braid and band for a year, I might add another year to that, okay? Just because I don't want to go through them problems, because I just went through some problems with my last set, and this is my 3rd set. Okay, we're trying to make this my last set because I don't want to, you know, we ain't trying to start over. There's too many locks to be combing out and doing all the extra stuff, right? We're not trying to start over. We're trying to keep this set, so we're trying to do everything right this time. So yeah, I recommend braiding and banding. What y'all doing? My loctician is Crowned by Quiche. She is also a sister lock consultant, so she for sure specializes in smaller locks. So sister locks, micro locks, she specializes in that. So yeah, if you guys are interested in checking out who does my hair, that is who maintains my micro locks and who also does my reties. All right, y'all, so update number 11 is new growth. So I actually just got a retie not too long ago, so I ain't really got no new growth, y'all. Maybe that little piece right there, but what I will tell y'all is I'm trying to see if y'all can see the difference from where my 2-strand twist is and where the interlock is, because I've been getting my hair interlocked for a few months, right up in here. So all of this, my hair was like this short when I got my 2-strand twist. So all of this is like where my hair has grown, because that's the interlock part. So my hair has definitely grown some inches since getting microlocs a few months ago. And like I mentioned, I get reties every 5 weeks, and it's definitely enough hair for her to do like a 4-point rotation. Yeah, my hair is growing like every 5 weeks, y'all. I always got some new growth, so I'm thankful for that. Locks grow fast, my hair grows fast, and yeah, I'm just ready for my hair to get like right here, because you know this is kind of like that awkward stage. But now that I styled it, it don't feel like so awkward, but yeah, it's still right here. But I'm ready for it to, like, you know, kind of lay on my shoulders. I feel like that'd be so cute, because it'll be giving me like a bob feel. But yeah, All right, y'all, so last and final update is length check. Okay, so my hair is where it is. As you can see, I do have shrinkage, but I'm gonna just turn to the side so y'all can see where my hair actually is. So my hair is literally right here, and then on this side it's right here, and in the front, ain't gonna lie, I had to pin up my bang, y'all. My bang, it come like right here, so it appears right here, but I got bobby pins pulling it upward so y'all can see my eyes. So my bang is like literally right here. When I pull it, it's like right here. But yeah, this is pretty much my length. Let me turn around and let y'all see in the back. So this is pretty much where my hair is. So with that being said, that is actually all the updates I have for you guys today. I hope this video was very informative and you learned something from it and it helped you on your lock journey. If so, make sure you leave me a comment down below. Let's talk all things locks, micro locks, traditional locks. Do you have micro locks? Do you want micro locks? Do you have traditional locks and you want to switch to micro locks? Why or why not? Just let me know in the comments, y'all. Let's chit chat. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bell so you get notified every time I post a video. I love you guys. Thank y'all for subscribing and watching my videos, and I will see y'all in the next video.